Yeah, back in the land of living. I think we should report our findings first. We have a lot of meat to cook. I think it was something like 40 pieces. Yeah, I think we need to first report our findings and see how they relate to the amulet of Inas. That'll probably open up spell choices too if they're not open yet. There could be some respawns here, but I still think they're probably normal respawn. 49 project.
Hey, you're finally back. You have to go see Zardus right away. There's a problem.
That I certainly believe.
All hell's broken loose since you left. Talk to Zardus. He's waiting for you. Zardus gave me this rune for you. It'll help you get to him faster. We'll meet again there.
Oh, that's convenient. So, all hell's broken loose. Great. And my 6 fireballs are more than up to any challenge.
Hey, you! I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Corinus, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Enos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an opportunity to spring the trap. Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try to deter you at any cost.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded of me.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. In it, he asks for reinforcements.
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse. Well done.
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand, so that he may grant you access to the Eye of Enos. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyrokar. He must give you the eye. Nothing is more important than getting this artifact away to safety. Go now before it's too late. The enemy will also try to lay his hands on it.
Hey!
Okay, not quite sure. Well, we might as well walk to the town from here. But I'm not sure which is the best way to get to the monastery. Travel by road seems like a bit vulnerable. Especially with the Seekers out there. I do not want to fight them. Transformation scrolls would be very valuable against them. So if we can buy more, we'll buy more. I wonder if we're seeing respawns. Are they the same weak creatures we faced earlier? There's a seeker here.
One less monster around.
Are you okay?
Just you wait, you son of a bitch.
I don't want to target him, for God's sakes. I'm gonna die if I stay here. Thank you, camera controls. It's just so frustrating because the attacks are so useless. So goddamn useless. So, apparently Seeker seems to be a fairly common enemy instead of something that might be a bit of a rare treat. Which is unfortunate because we have nothing to use against one. Have to use spell scrolls. Yeah, fucking great. Again, the spells didn't do damage. You can always get the first hit to do damage, but if you follow it up with pretty much an instantaneous spell, it does nothing for some reason. Maybe there's some kind of a stacking prevention system there. I don't know, but it's infuriating.
One less monster around. Just you wait, you
I want to change my weapon. Basically trying to get a faster rate of attack.
Never pick a fight with me again. You poor sucker. You don't even have any gold on you.
Okay. Back my mana.
Wait a minute.
Welcome to the ring, my friend.
Okay, that's all you have to say.
Hey, you!
Vatras will give you your next assignment.
Hey, you!
Vatras.
Yeah. Joys of playing fully voiced role-playing games. Very limited options to actually speak about things. It's sort of a weird combination. I mean, having an open world game and then having fairly limited dialogue options. Certainly understandable. You'd have to do what Elder Scrolls does, have a huge amount of repeatable dialogue. I'm hoping Seekers aren't common, even though they're not exactly rare. So I don't have to basically have to worry about running into one every 5 minutes. Miss.
Any new developments in the last few days?
Just go down the path to the city. If you run into a fellow with a black robe, then you'll know what's new.
Have the Black Robes come to see you yet?
Yeah, they've been here for a few days. If you ask me, they come straight from hell.
How are your sheep?
As if that would interest you at all. You have other problems.
My problems? What would you know about that?
You noble lords from the monastery should do something about these hooded fellows.
Well, don't get all worked up.
Beat it.
Eat it. Okay. Something's happening. Just a wall. Did you climb in a tree? You climbed in a tree, didn't you?
One less monster around.
Don't beat on the farmer, please. What is it this time?
All right. So much for you, filthy beast.
Yeah, okay, another seeker. Yep. I thought they might be something cool, that they might be troublesome, but yeah, there's too many of them. They're being reduced to basically your average food pad now. that didn't last long.
Hey, you! How's your farm?
I can't stand it anymore. All of a sudden, these fellows in black hoods showed up and posted themselves on the road, and on my farm. I spent a long time talking to Vino, and then they disappeared with him. A short time later, my wife took deathly ill again. She spends most of the time just lying in bed. And that happens to her frequently. I'm falling apart here.
Yeah, there's at least two on the standing stones. They're like, they seem to be the most common opponent in the landscape now. That's ridiculous.
Have you talked to the men in black?
Sure. There was no way to prevent it. I think they're looking for someone.
Why don't you take your wife to the healer?
We ought to go to the city to see Vatras about it. But I won't budge an inch from my farm as long as things are so chaotic here.
Rather I will have my wife die. Won't send any of my farmers either, because reasons.
What was their business with Vino?
They didn't say. They just took him with them.
Where did they drag Vino off to?
They went up that hill with him.
So he's sacrificed on the sacrificial portal. That might be good for us, because when we first used the portal there, nothing happened. So maybe it was malfunctioning or something.
Why don't you do anything about those black robes?
Well, I'd surely love to, but I saw how they burned one of the townspeople alive. Just like that. Why should I risk my life?
Are you saying they control the town now? What? I'm pretty much not going to be of any use until I get better spells, that's for certain. I just can't take them on. Alternatively, I'll turn into a... what was it? Dragon Snapper and rampage through the entire area, killing as many as we can. No, it is still under their control.
And what's up?
All is quiet. We shall keep our eyes peeled. Listen, you now have access to the city, but if you don't stick to the...
Okay, things seem normal. I think at this stage in the storyline I'd like to finish up as much of the quests here as possible. It looks like there's a decent chance that Squillis is gonna get properly attacked at some points, and we might not have the luxury to do them later. But spells would be my priority at this point. 42 points, learning points, we need to get rid of them, at least most of them. We're not that far off from another level.
The things I could tell you. Nobody will ever
So we can pretty much spend everything we have, and it's not too much of a problem.
How's the situation?
I shall go mad here. I am a soldier, not a bureaucrat. With all this paperwork that I must do, I barely remember what my sword feels like in my hand.
I bring you news from Garand. Here, he gave me this message for you.
Our situation is worse than I had feared, but report to me on the situation in the Valley of Mines.
The Paladins are holed up in the castle in the Valley of Mines, surrounded by orcs. There were many casualties in the prospecting operations, and there's barely any ore left. Well, I should say that without any help, the lads are lost. That's how it looks.
I shall find a way to rescue this expedition. You have done much for us. Innos will thank you.
I'm not all that interested in his gratitude. I want his eye.
Yes, of course, I stand by my word. Take this letter. It will open the monastery gates to you. Speak with Pyrokar, the highest fire magician, and show him this authorization. He will grant you access to the Eye of Innos. One more thing before you go. Take this rune as a token of my gratitude. It will take you safely back to the city whenever you want.
Yeah, couldn't give this to me earlier, couldn't... Ah, shit. At least we have it now, so it should certainly help with the harbor city. Why couldn't it have been just teleport to Korinis? Maybe because Korinis is the entire island. City of Korinis.
Can you teach me something?
I only
Okay. We probably are going to get a monastery rune too. Maybe. It doesn't really matter where we go from to there. It's going to take some time.
That was obvious all along.
I want to make at least a short cursory glance on the equipment people are selling in their shops. I basically want to determine if there has been upgrades.
That's an open secret.
I've heard you were with the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. I'm impressed. You should take your time and browse my goods. Right now, I have a very special potion to offer.
Show me your wares.
It's my pleasure, Reverend Brother.
Elixir of Dexterity. The Light of Fire. Fire Rain. Storm. Yeah, you should probably buy all these. It's not a super useful. It's only 3 points in Dexterity, but on the other hand, it's 3 points of free Dexterity. It would mainly affect our, I guess, thieving skills, so it's not that important. Still, it's a thing to keep in mind.
That's not what
Any mana increasing potions are a must. I will not let them go if I spot them anywhere. It's too vital of a stat. We need more than double our mana if we want to have any hope of even casting some of the better spells. So, and it's not. We don't have. I don't think we'll ever have the learning points to get there. We need to do something else.
Good thing you're here. You need to help me.
He doesn't see that.
What is this about?
A lot of things have changed since I left here. I have to get back on my feet somehow.
What's the problem?
I have to get into the upper quarter. But I'm not a citizen of the town, and I don't have enough money to bribe the guards. That's where you come in.
So you want me to lend you some gold?
Nonsense. I've got some gold. A whole lot of gold, even. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me. You need to go fetch my gold for me.
Okay, I'll help you.
Well, listen. Back when the barrier was still in place, I hid a small treasure. It's been quite a while. That's why I forgot to take it with me. And I can't leave here at all at the moment. To cut a long story short, you must go to the Valley of Mines for me and fetch my gold.
You need to suck my balls for that. I think I have them. Okay, where's the hidden gold?
Where's the gold hidden?
Directly at the trading square, above the abandoned mine. It's in a leather satchel. Spare yourself that comment. I know myself that we must have walked right past it. Just bring me the bag. But don't forget to check that it's the right one, so you don't walk all that way for nothing.
How can I recognize it?
It's full of gold. A whole lot of gold.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Where did you get all that gold?
Am I the only one, then, who put some gold aside for himself in the Valley of Mines? Filching a few nuggets was a piece of cake, just in case we ever got out of there. Everybody was so keen on that ore that no one even cared for gold at the time.
That's true. Ore was basically the currency there.
What are you planning to do with the gold?
I still have an account to settle with one of the merchants in the upper quarter. I need to take care of that. And then I'll be all set for a new career.
These are bad times.
I'll try to find your gold.
Just do it. That's enough for me.
Yeah, I've already found it.
I found your gold.
Great. Show me. Very good. Gerbrant had better watch out now. Listen, I still need to take care of the guards. I want you to take this letter to Gerbrant. He is one of the fat merchants in the upper quarter. Give him my regards. I'll meet you in front of Gerbrant's house then.
Yeah, I'm glad I went to check a few extra places there. Saved me a lot of trouble this time.
Hey, you! Diego says hello.
What? Who? What Diego?
And he wants me to give you this letter.
That can't be. No. I'm a goner. Is he in town then?
Who?
Diego, of course.
Yes, I'm gonna meet him here shortly.
Oh, this is the end then. All is lost. I've got no time. I need to get out of here. Quick! If he finds me here, I'm done for.
Anything new?
What is that about? Are you trying to mock me? You and your buddy Diego have wreaked enough havoc already. Leave me alone!
I'm guessing he's going to be settling in his house.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
You don't say.
I'm not touching.
Pretending they didn't even see each other. Sort of hitting the other guy in the shoulder a little, with the shoulder a little bit. He was a dick.
Wait a minute. I delivered the letter.
Very good. How did Gerbrant take it?
He was rather shocked and made himself scarce right away.
I should think so. I'm afraid that, first of all, I need to attend to furnishing my new house. If I remember correctly, Gerbrant's taste is horrible.
The house is yours then?
Yes, from cellar to attic, with all the furnishings. Having spent several years in less than befitting quarters, I'm looking forward to sleeping in a soft four-poster bed. And then, for breakfast, I'll have a fine wine and some excellent ham.
You don't miss any chances, do you?
You betcha.
So how did you pull this off?
Did you think that Gerbrant came by his fortune through honest business? Of course, he never got his fingers dirty when it came to really shady deals. He had a helper for that. Of course, I caught on to a lot back then. Gerbrant finally got rid of me. He was probably afraid that I knew too much.
You never told me about that.
You never asked me.
These are bad times.
What about Gerbrand?
He has enjoyed the good life for far too long. He was living here in the lap of luxury while I was forcing down meat bug stew. I have no idea where he went from here, but he'll never get a foothold in Corinus again. I'll see to that. If you're looking for him, you should try the Harbor District.
What about my share? Didn't ask for a share.
How's business?
Lousy. Somebody should have told me that Corinus has gone to the dogs in the meantime.
That's no news. I've only known the city like this.
You should have seen it a few years ago. You would have liked it then.
Okay. Seems like we have a lot of catching up to do here. You are...
Hey, you! Show me your where.
I must beg.
Yeah, they don't really have anything.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Do you really believe that?
Ah,
I believe
yes.
this is gonna change.
There you are again.
How are things in town?
There's nothing new so far.
Okay.
Show me.
So why won't they
Belt
listen to
of
me?
dexterity. Belt of skill. Yeah, I think there's the belt of dexterity is new.
They didn't get that from me.
Scratch silver bow.
Really believe that?
Is this a quest item?
I like it so
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'm saying that because I think I sold other things here too, but this hasn't disappeared. That might be a quest item.
we can only wait and see.
And all the skins have disappeared too.
We can only wait and see.
Do you really believe that?
I've got a few skins for you.
Wolf skin, that's good. A warg skin? Those beasts are tough. Ah, even a shadow beast skin. Those are worth a lot. Good work. Come see me again when you have more.
Yeah, 3,700 gold. Ah,
I'm no better off myself.
Show me your wares.
Since the mercenaries did in the Paladin Lothar, the Paladin's inspections have gotten a lot tougher. I hope that will ease up once they've hanged the murderer.
not seeing anything particularly interesting.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Can you sell me some lockpicks?
If I have any left.
That's not a lot. 5. Very low on the lockpicks.
Hey. What can
I can sell you.
Only 2 shops that are really interesting. This should be one of them.
Hey. Show me your wares.
Horn of a Shadow Beast. I'm thinking of buying it because I don't have the... I haven't seen one before and I don't have the harvesting skill to do it, so I'm never going to be able to get one. I'm not buying one now, but still. Build of a Firewalker. King's Sorrow, 500. Pure life energy, pure mana. Pure mana would be the thing we're interested in. It's full life, basically. Full mana, naturally. Knowledge of mana elixirs is required for use. I think the things you can learn, the mana potions, are the 50, 75 and 100 mana restored. But they get quite expensive, the skills to learn. So there's no guarantee when we will be getting them. And spellcasting has to become our top priority. Without that we can't do shit. Making mana potions is just fine, but we still are going to need the spells before those mana potions can really shine.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'll try to get to the monastery any way I can, without too much fuss. I'm not really interested in fighting at the moment.
Hey!
Show me your wares.
Okay. 17 Oblivion Scrolls. Fire Lizard and Dragon Snapper. Shadow Bee. I think I'll buy the lab potions. I'm interested in buying a couple of scrolls too, but we can always teleport back here after we visited the monastery. If we do have to do fighting, I'll just transform into something. If we have to go through a lot of seekers, transform into something that can do combat against them and run all the way to the monastery. You can loot them though. Not sure if you can loot them in a monster form.
Where Adanos stood was a place in which Enos and Bel...
Lobart's wife Hilda is sick.
What? Again? The good woman should take better care of herself. One hard winter and she won't be with us anymore. All right. I will give her a medicine to reduce the fever. Oh, and while you're at it, you might as well drop it off with her.
Do I have more stone tablets?
I've got another stone tablet for you.
Great. Here, take a few potions as a reward.
The Brothers of the Ring have sent me to you.
Good. I've been awaiting you. I shall send you through the portal together with the other water mages. You are to track down the former Ore Baron Raven and find out why he has taken the citizens of Corinus. We here shall continue to try and deal with the threat posed by the bandits. Bring this letter to Satyrus. He will set your tasks from now on. Laris will take you to him, if he hasn't already delivered the ornament. May Adanos guide you.
I'm thinking that we'll go with the expansion pack content before continuing too much, at least.
Then in this place, order...
It was basically an option to go with the expansion or go with the mine, so I'm guessing the level there should be fairly similar. And I'm also guessing that once you start the expansion pack content, you can wrap it up directly, more or less. Alternatively, you'll gain probably some kind of a teleportation rune or something. Don't want to go through these now. Monastery, 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 monastery. Spells. Right. I have 5 points of mana. Probably a little too few points. Okay. Mission objective: reach the monastery, get 3rd tier spells at least. Hopefully 4th, but don't have a lot of faith in that. Useless as always. So, seekers, seekers, seekers. There's a seeker here, I'll probably just use the teleportation stone. I do not want to fight seekers now. Even with the... Oh look, there's a seeker there. Even with the summon skeletons, I'm not sure if it's a good unit to use against seekers, because they use fire spells, and undead seem to be extremely vulnerable to fire. So seeker. I'm guessing there's at least one seeker blocking our way to the monastery. That wouldn't be too bad. Would require us to either evade or transform in something else though. And I would pick evasion at this point. We're so close to getting our new spells. And there's the seeker. Shocking. Let's just run.
Hey, you. I see you belong to the Magician's Monastery.
Yes, why?
Can you use another worker there? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come from?
I used to be captain of a big whaler, my boy. The sea is my home. My ship, the good old Magdalena, was sunk by pirates a few months ago, and now I'm stranded here. All I ever wanted was to go back to sea. But since I've come here, not one schooner is called at this accursed port. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king, and they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
Wonder if we have any use for the guy. They're not gonna take him in the monastery very likely.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
Do you know where the others are?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garon's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was happening on the farm. After the grub they serve in the dungeon, he's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries' provisions to a real test. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that. But I suspect he's in the city. You know him. Always there when there's something to be had.
Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
I want to learn some new spells.
Not from you. Your spells suck. No, I need to learn the new tier, and your spells might not suck anymore. Okay, let's do the report first.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. I have asked Karas to look into this matter. He will certainly win some further insight soon, which can make us see clearer. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance, or we shall all be doomed.
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Shocking.
Who could be so impudent, Master?
Evil is cunning, and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro. The enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach. One more little thing. Stay away from the roadside shrines. We have heard that some of them have been desecrated. No one can say what effect they have now. It is not your task to solve this problem. The paladins will take care of this matter.
Not so fast. I have another task for you.
And that is...
Now that you belong to the Brotherhood of Fire, you must also fulfill the duties that come with being one of us. The Church is not only concerned with the affairs of magic, it is also the final authority in the administration of justice, as you know. The latest case brought before us opens up a bottomless abyss and must be dealt with once and for all.
What's this about?
There is someone in the city who has sold falsified shares in the ore mines of the former penal colony. These papers are utterly worthless and of no importance, really. Still, they have the potential of stirring up trouble among the people, which we cannot afford to happen right now. The swindler is supposed to have approached all of the most reputable traders in the city and the country, and has evidently managed to sell his counterfeit mining shares to some of them. Find this evildoer and bring him before this panel. In such hard times, we must not suffer swindlers and plunderers. We must make an example of him in order to deter the rest of the mob.
I'll try to clear up the matter.
One thing more. When you visit those traders, do not let them know that you are looking for mining shares. I think they probably want to sell them on, and certainly would no longer offer them to you if they realized that you are dealing with them on behalf of the Church. Do you see?
Yes.
Then get to work. I wish you much success, brother.
Okay, at least we know what the situation is. We might want to go after the guy who stole the eye up in us before we do anything. I don't know.
Hey, you!
Third circle.
Teach me the third circle of magic.
Yes, the time has come. Enter now the third circle of magic. New spells await you. You will need them. For evil draws nigh, and it can be thwarted only with the power of Innos. I have now taught you all of the circles that I can pass on. Karas will instruct you in the higher circles.
It's not what I heard.
Those are all just rumors.
Teach me.
Fear, heal, sleep, wind fist, heal light wounds.
That's nothing.
Ooh. What am I going to do with that?
You.
I need to kill shit, not to scare them away.
That's nothing new.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Hey, you!
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
That's been known a long time.
I need a few things.
Bond of the fire magicians. Crap. No new weaponry. 124 mana essence potions. Magic, nothing particularly useful here. Maybe new spell scrolls. A root. Nothing particularly useful here. Yeah. Still. We're doing fine now.
Justice will prevail in the end.
I always act in the name of Innos.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Could have told you that before.
Any news?
Yes, the enemy has succeeded in planting a traitor in our sacred halls. He has stolen the Eye of Innos, one of our most important artifacts, and that is only the tip of the iceberg. The enemy has apparently already entered the city.
What do you mean?
One of the paladins, Lothar, was murdered in the street. In broad daylight. It has gone too far, but I fear that is only the beginning.
Do you really think?
That's been known a long time.
Has the murderer been caught?
Fortunately, yes. It was one of the cutthroats from Onar's farm.
Who?
I don't know his name, but there are certainly a few figures among the mercenaries of whom you could expect such a deed.
I'm no better off myself.
Where did the thief go?
I don't know that. He rushed to the gate like he was possessed and then disappeared. No matter where he hides, under what rock he crawls, the wrath of Innos will strike him and scorch his black soul.
Mm-hmm.
I always act.
What's going to happen now?
We will pursue the thief no matter where. We will hunt him down and see to it that he receives his just punishment.
For that, we would need to know first who the thief is.
We will soon find out, and no matter how long it takes us, we shall find him. This I swear by Innos.
Justice will prevail in the
Didn't we already find out that it was a guard outside the monastery gate?
That's all just gossip.
Teach me.
Bow lightning, ice block. Okay, that's a... Ice block has potential. Not because it's particularly good, but because it does something different. It's, well, pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. It's a temporary block.
I agree with you
And I require... Yeah, it does 60 damage, so it's worse than Fireball. But duration 19 seconds.
Someone will have to pay for it.
Damage per second 2.
That'll only cause.
So we'll do... The damage isn't all that impressive, but
You have to feel sorry.
it would be allow us to deal with situations where there are multiple opponents, or we have to just get past or something like that. I'm still not...
I'd have gone about it differently.
That's sort of a secondary spell type of thing. We need to do damage first and foremost
He
at the
never would
moment.
have thought of that himself.
And do you already have new orders?
Until then, I still have May Innos.
Yeah. I'm going to probably take
Pay for it.
multiple summoning spells and test them. There's a seeker outside the gate very close, so I want to test what we're...
Nobody ever asks.
it's a bad test though, because it's a fire user. I'm not sure what's the point in that. An undead creature is terrible against it. On the other hand, it's that or a wolf.
Hey, you! Teach me.
Small firestorm, cost 15. I don't remember what those spells do. I think we have 4 more. Small firestorm, yeah, 100 points of magic damage. Yeah, I think it's basically like a fireball, but with an actual small area of effect. So, but it'll also be more expensive. So it's not a good spell to have. Same damage type, similar class of damage. It's not any more efficient in the mana to damage ratio.
Hey!
Brother, you cannot lose any time. You must hunt down Pedro and return the Eye of Innos to the monastery. If the eye is not retrieved, we shall all be lost.
Oh, board circle of magic.
I want to learn the 4th circle of magic.
It is still not finished.
Is it under construction or something? Show me your crap. Nothing really new. Maybe a few extra summoning spells or transformation spells. We might want to buy a couple. We know that we can use one to take down a Seeker without any real problems, so... But no.
Teach me.
Great Skeleton. Summon Wolf or create Goblin Skeleton. Yeah, if we're gonna go with an undead creature, we might as well go with a skeleton. It's better than a Goblin Skeleton. It's 10 LP, but yeah, a first summoning spell. We still have 27 points left. I think we have everything needed. Create skeleton. Ooh, 60 points. The duration should be something similar to the light spell or death. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of mana. That's not exactly news. We can use the Rune of Fear now, though. 50. Duration 5 seconds. Yeah, doesn't seem all that good. 75 points. We can barely cast the goddamn spell at all. We can cast it and then we have enough power to teleport away, pretty much.
You don't have to ask me that.
That's the mandatory spells. I want to test something.
That's nothing new.
I never knew that.
Basically,
Teach me.
Do you really think?
Ice block.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
Or lighting might be a good one.
Nobody ever asks me.
My interest would be, can I do a combination thing? Summon a creature, freeze a target, and is he going to stay frozen while we attack, beat on him for 20 seconds, or is he going to be released immediately? Mana costs 40, so combination use would require 100 points of mana. Yeah. What that? Other way. Test.
Why haven't I heard about this?
Shouldn't be too tough of a test. But we need something to turn things around at this point. Even if we're sort of lacking in mana, but at least we would have that something. Currently, against the Seekers, we can't do shit. transformation to another creature would be our best bet. And that's sort of sad. Where was it? Somewhere here. No. We moved past it and it disappeared. Huh. I need to find another. Well, we know they're in the direction of the city, blocking all the roads. And this is a test. I'm going to load no matter what. Could I find something at least? So I could test the ice block, how it functions. Here's one. Excellent. Yeah, it seems to work. Not a bad combination at all in theory. The problem is we don't really have the mana to support it yet, but I still think I'm gonna take it.
You can't go on like this forever.
Nothing surprises me.
Teach me.
That's just what I said.
Inos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
So we're definitely shifting from direct damage to summon disable spell combination. I guess depends on enemies, I suppose. Either way. $17 learning points. More mana, but without a doubt we'll need more mana. We'll take 5 for now.
I'm not telling you anything new.
You can't go on like this forever.
I want to increase my magic
He never
powers.
would have thought of that himself.
That's nothing new.
Nothing
May
surprises
Inos
me
protect.
anymore.
Yeah. So 80 points. Fourth level would have a golem, and I think fourth level starts to have is fourth or fifth has a much more mana efficient attack spell. Basically, the cost would be sort of in the similar range as Fireball, but the damage goes well over 100. So significant increase there, and it's a non-fire damage. So good alternative anyway. The question is, are we gonna jump directly from the skeleton to a demon? Or are we gonna take the golem too? We know where to get the golem hearts. We just don't have the
Can't go on like
tier
this
for it. We have the summon golem spell too, I think.
There have been all kinds of rumors.
And we have summon demon.
I'm no better off myself.
You better watch out.
There is a summon golem scroll. We have to buy it now.
Someone will have to pay for it.
That'll only cause more trouble.
Will it ever change?
Maybe a couple of transformation spells.
That's nothing new.
Dragon Snapper was excellent.
Don't tell me you
Extremely fast. Good damage.
I always act in the name of Innos.
Fire Lizard might be another one, especially if we go against something that does mainly fire attacks. We would have practical immunity and be able to still attack. Although I don't know if it attacks with anything other than fire.
It's not what I heard.
Ah, yeah, a lot of things to do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It certainly seems like there's a hurry to try to catch the thief. I'm not sure that there really is any hurry. We do have a lot of things to do. We haven't really explored this map yet.
Never gonna change that.
The forest, for example, is pretty much totally unexplored. Most of the larger forest sections have or at least had, creatures that were beyond our capabilities.
You better watch out who you tell that to.
Oh, might as well do one final
I
test.
hardly know who to believe these days.
One less monster around. One less monster around.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted to test. I wanted to test can I cast multiples. I can. Protect me! Yeah, it's immune to damage. But that's a vital piece of information to know. So we can sacrifice mana source in order to do that. We're doing this, we might as well find out something else. If I use a mana potion at the moment, what is it going to use?
He never would have thought of that himself.
I mean, from a quick slot. Yeah, it used the least smallest mana potion first, and that's exactly what I wanted. So
You hardly know who to believe these days.
No one must violate the divine.
I think I'll report to Zardas and leave it at that. We'll decide some other time what exactly are we gonna do next. Wonder how... Nah, screw it. Screw it, screw it, screw it.
Hey,
Yep. I don't think anything here is gonna happen. We need the eye in us until anything can happen. Well, we're likely gonna get more level ups from that. We can take that for granted. We have a decent amount of gold, so we should buy something. Hasn't been all that many interesting things to buy though. We have a decent amount of teleportation stones, so we don't have to waste quite so much time in moving around anymore. But yeah. What are we gonna go after? I don't know. I think in many ways we should just take a look around and see what's changed, what options are available to us. Maybe go to places we couldn't have gone earlier or didn't for some reason. Expand our options, get more experience, because we are still very much lacking in mana. And if we can get it to anywhere near 90, we can start using those tablets and potions and donations and all that. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll see.